from that time period in your life, though, who were you looking at as the big dog rappers in Florida?
In Florida?
Were you still looking at Perp like he was kind of like this big deal, or was it kind of past Perp already?
I think it was kind of past Perp.
It was
at this
definitely
time,
past Perp, I think.
Yeah.
it
I
was
think
kinda
Kodak
past
was still probably at that
Yeah,
time.
probably Kodak was the only one fucking lit.
Those are the kind of like the two sides of Florida, though. Is it's like the more internet post Raider Clan shit, and then you have like a Glock 9 or a Kodak or whoever that's like more straight street rap and probably don't know who the fuck SGP is.
Right.
I mean,
They don't.
true.
presumably. I don't know. I would love to ask Kodak that.
He probably,
I doubt
probably
it.
does. Yeah.
He'd probably be like, I
you know-
know that weird ass motherfucker. Maybe. I don't
Shout
know.
out SGP, man.
Yeah, but okay.
real.
So, but at this time period, like, had X or Ski or whatever had any actual like stuff popping off, or was it just purely kind of in the area? People were looking at it like,
Yeah, I
excited?
think he was just like,
I think the Look at Me shit was doing all right.
it was doing all right. Yeah. Well, yeah, it was doing all right.
But it wasn't like,
It wasn't big at all.
because he
but-
hadn't went to jail yet.
Nah, he hadn't gone to jail yet, but we were just kind of like doing shows and shit, and like it was still turned. Like, you feel me? It was just like local shit, you know.
small
It wasn't
shows.
at
Like
any type
200.
of big scale at all. Yeah, like
200 people.
Not even. Sometimes
Yeah,
like,
like 150. If
Yeah.
that, 100.
Yeah.
Because when we
shows.
did that interview, I think I remember that Look at Me had like 1 million plays.
Yeah.
I remember looking at it and
The
just
one-
thinking that's crazy that he has a song with 1 million plays.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it might have been just 1 million, which is crazy because
Yeah.
then it would have gone on to do so many fucking more.
I think so too. I think that was like around the time when it hit its first million, when we like went to LA the first time,
Right.
Like all together, and then we did the interview. I think that was around that time.
I mean, that
because that's when he
interview
had
is-
all those fans, because they were like blowing you up, trying to have him do the interview.
Yeah, because as much as he was like totally underground at the time, it was like he still just had so many fans.
many
and,
fans,
and I would
yeah.
constantly see that in my comments, and it's such a weird name that I would just constantly be like, what the fuck is that
Yeah.
word? It's like
Avoid.
an offensive looking word.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
what the
yeah.
fuck is this shit?
Yeah. That shit looks kind of
Definitely.
cool. It looks kind of cool.
Yeah, totally. But so did you talk about like just kind of seeing that whole world fucking blow up and
It's
stuff?
nuts, bro. You know, it's just like
For real.
to look at a kid just like me, like, you know, broke as fuck, just this is all he's got, you know what I mean? The only fucking dream, we all got the same dream, like, for him to see him go from that level to such a big fucking scale, it was amazing, bro. It motivated, I'm sure that got everyone off their ass, you know, at that time, like, yo, we gotta get to work, let's get it, like.
Scheme, did you always have a particular affinity for Danny? In terms of just thinking that he was like underrated or talented from that group of friends?
I've honestly been a Danny fan, like for a long time. So I still remember like when Danny was first making music and shit, which is like before we had met. I had already known about him through like Swamp Posse shit, which was like a little group in Orlando that he was part of. It was cool, and like it was just like I just always believed in him. I just knew that like Danny was, he's probably one of the most versatile between all of us. I don't know if that like I don't know how if people like will agree with me, but like I think it's true. Like I've seen him go to the studio and make like from reggae music to Spanish music to fucking just about anything. Like,
Listening to his old shit, I definitely heard like such a wide variety of styles because like you kind of had like the old school sort of Florida Vro style at one point of that super aggressive shit that was kind of running shit at the time. But you have like auto-tune shit from back then as well, right?
Yeah, for sure. I was always dabbling with like melodies and shit, but yeah, back in the day, at that time, we were just making turnt shit, you know, shit we could perform. Really, that's really what I was focused on. Just
That was
making
the main goal, really.
making shit that sounds good live and shit, you know. But then after that, I was just like, you know, you start getting into like, all right, let's experiment
Working
and
on
actually
projects.
make actual good music and not just shit that sounds good blasted. You know?
A lot of that shit made particular sense when it was like, you know, 200-person warehouse shows.
Yeah.
And it was like straight. You know,
That
people
was the goal.
forget that era was like the first time I saw like Bones and Xavier Wolf
Yeah.
playing to 400 kids in a warehouse.
For
And
real.
I was like, what the fuck?
And
Because
that
I
was
had never
insane
seen
for
rap
us.
like that.
Yeah.
You know? Like
Seeing that was crazy.
I only listened to like bigger rappers before that, and then all of a sudden here's this super lit underground shit, and it just struck me. I was like, this is insane.
Yeah, bro. I actually came up like in my early days opening for Xavier and shit
really?
like that,
Nice.
like in Orlando.
Yeah, shouts out to all of them.
Yeah, and shit like that. Like
Those are really
back
cool
when
movement.
I really didn't have shit going on, like the promoters in Orlando would, you know, have me opening up for Xavier and shit. And I always like that crowd always fucked with me hard. Like that was That was always my lit shows. Like when Xavier came to town, we used to open up for him, and I used to fucking turn that shit up every time for sure. Yeah.
I remember like 2016, Xavier did a whole run in Florida, and I went to one of those shows, and then the next day I went to a Pump show that Ski and Wi-Fi and Simi was headlining it, and that was the first time I ever hung out with Pump. And that was where we did that vlog where we ended up back at fucking Bruno's house, I think, and everybody's all fucked up. And I remember like fucking one of these porn star girls, who I actually remember her name, I'm not gonna expose her, but she just like ran in and started sucking Pump's dick while I was live on IG.
Oh my God.
That's the type of shit that happens on the house.
He was definitely underage. I don't know what she was on.
Pull up, suck a dick.
Pull up, suck a
Pull up,
dick.
suck a dick and dip.
That's really.
Yeah.
Nah, that's the type of shit that goes on in the house, man.
But I mean, that era, like when you really think about it, like having that many lit young rappers, and then also having somebody like Bruno who's like in the porn game and facilitating all these different chicks coming through.
Hey, it was a good little fucking situation.
Yeah.
You think about it.
Bruno for sure. Yeah.
And then you have somebody like X, who's like the most blatant sex addict I ever met in my life, who's just overindulging.
Yeah, we spent a lot of nights in that fucking house, bro.
Yeah, everyone did.
Crazy ass nights.
That's funny.
Have you ever seen the X porno that allegedly exists?
I mean,
Nah, I haven't.
I've never seen it, but he was, like you said, he was like fucking super sex addict kind of person. So like he would like show like I remember this one time we were in Tampa, and like it was just really funny. We were with some girls, and like he didn't really like have a girl that he was with, and he was just like pulling his phone up on his dick and tried to like show all the girls. And I don't know if that was like a way of him to try to like get their attention, but like that's what he did. You know, it was like, look at my dick. This is my meat. This is my meat.
Can you just imagine him sitting back looking at his own porno, like critiquing his form, or just being like, look how good I look right there, bro. Look, like that's just I can imagine him saying that without having heard him say that.
For sure.
And it's definitely real.
Yeah. That's fucking crazy.
Well, I don't know as far as the porn. I don't know the porno you're talking about. I don't know.
I thought he said that he made one at one point, and then
But
they just
I
decided not to put it out,
I
like a
never
real
heard
one,
that.
or like with a cameraman.
Oh, you're
right?
talking about like the Bruno
yeah.
thing, the episode thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure that for sure did happen.
Do you think that should come out or no? Is that good for society if he just? Nah, I don't think so. Nah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's fucked.
The world don't need to see that.
I don't need to see it. I
Jeopardize
mean, if it
his
got
legacy.
leaked, maybe it would be cool, you know.
Leak like a 10-second clip of it. It depends on what though. I'm not trying to see him eat pussy for sure.
Nah, that's weak.
That's super whack. Yeah,
That's weak.
That's about her.
That's all about her. We're giving her clout now.
I don't know who she was. Damn, you probably do know.
You knew who it was?
No, but I mean, I'm saying you guys probably know her.
Probably. I don't know where. That
There's
was
a
the
long
first time
list
I
of
heard that.
people that have gone in and out that house, so it's like it really could have
Whole fucking
been just about
basketball team.
anyone.
For sure.
Yeah, basketball,
Football team full of bitches.
football team. There you go.
We got to get Bruno on the show sometime
You
to
have
tell
to.
it. Like he knows mad shit. Like I actually interviewed him on
I'm actually
camera.
scared for that
Yeah,
interview.
that's scary. That's scary.
I interviewed him on camera, but it was like 3-4 days after X died, so it was like super sad,
Super
and it
sad
wasn't
shit,
here. It
yeah.
was just like in his crib with a camera, so it's kind of
You
weird.
probably got a different side of him there.
Yeah, it wasn't really the vibe to be like, yo, tell me funny sex anecdotes about
Right.
the SoundCloud era, dude.
Yeah.
Nah, you should definitely.
That was crazy because I still remember that. That was like, everyone thought it was so cool. Like, it was like, oh yeah, he's like shooting this porn shit. Like, we're rappers.
Yeah.
And like, you know, at the time, you're like, this is definitely the best idea. This
Yeah.
is a good idea. And
But-
then after, it's like,
I mean, like, didn't Fat Nick do one?
yeah.
porn?
Or
I doubt he's
Pretty sure
fucking-
he regrets it.
but I don't think he was in it.
Nah,
right?
it was
No.
like the one where like they bring the rappers, bring the girls, and then
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I think it's like
They get like a
Bruno and all his
groupie. They get like a
friends. Like,
groupie, and then Bruno.
No, but
fucks.
then it's like, yeah, then like
it
like
was so crazy.
I think the theme is that like the girl goes home from the show with the rapper, but
Yes.
then ends up fucking this other
fucking
guy.
the homies. Yeah.
Right.
But there's been ones where like the rapper will like I forgot who he was. It was a really funny one. I'll never forget it because he was like talking about it a lot. Oh, what was his name? I think it was Lofty or someone. I can't remember. But he's like in the booth, right? It's like him at the studio. That's the episode, and it's like I forgot the lady. Actually, no, I know her name. I'm not gonna say her name because I fucking hate that lady. But or the bitch, whatever her name is. But it was like her sucking his dick while he was like rapping in the studio, and like that was the episode.
That's lit.
So you
Yeah,
know,
that's
it's like
I'm not mad at that.
I'm not mad
you
at that.
can't be mad at that.
Were you guys around when Riley Reid made her rap song?
No.
No.
Man, that shit
never
is
heard that.
racist.
What'd she say?
She's the racist one, right?
I mean, the
She's
song
racist.
has a lot of N-words in it, so
That's
I
fucking
think call it
racist.
what
Oh,
you
I
will.
heard. I think I heard it on
But
Twitter.
the thing that people don't know is that she made it with Metro Zoo.
Oh my God, that's right.
They wrote it for her. Or,
I mean, yeah,
I don't know.
believe
I
it.
can't say that they wrote every word of it, but they were involved in some way.
Oh my
and
God.
now that video just comes back up
All
on
the
Twitter
time.
over and over, and it
All
just
the
keeps
time.
looking weirder and weirder as
think
time
I've
goes
seen
by.
God,
It's
that
funny as
sucks.
fuck.
Yeah.
It's gonna get to a point in like 3 years they're gonna bring it back,
I mean,
and they're gonna ultimately cancel her. Maybe.
I mean,
Nah, bro.
as a porn star, you get a lot of leeway. I think.
For sure, bro.
You know.
Yeah.
Has
You'd
she been
hope.
on Blacked?
Yeah.
Yeah, for
definitely.
That was her way in.
I mean, that's the best. Yeah, the best thing you can do to make up for that, don't you think?
Yeah.
Give yourself
Going
up.
blacked.
If you're a
yourself
white
up.
woman and you get exposed for saying some racist shit, and then you go do blacked,
Yeah.
does that kind of absolve you of your sins to
Yeah.
a certain extent?
It's
I don't
okay.
know.
It's
It's a start.
I don't
okay.
know. It's
know.
definitely
I think she
something
could say
that.
it.
Huh?
I think she could say the N-word.
I know. It's funny to imagine how many women would be so mad.
I'm not too sure about that.
No, but it would,
After being on black, you could say that.
it's funny to imagine how many women would be so mad at the idea of like black dudes giving her a pass and being like, it's all right.
Nah, she gave everyone pussy.
Yeah.
Nah,
Like,
she's tripping. She's tripping for that.
Yeah, I don't know. No,
tripping.
that's a weird one. You gotta listen to it. I'd love to get your reaction.
She's tripping. Yeah, I gotta hear that full song for sure.
Did you didn't go on the Revenge tour?
Nah.
You have any wild tour experiences during that whole time period?
I mean, I've been most of my tours have really been with Ski and this guy, and did a couple tours with Wi-Fi and shit back in the day. But that was really when we were like coming up and shit. You know, the Ski tours have been more of like a bigger stage,
Bigger
for
productions,
sure.
because the way it goes now, like even like when Ski goes on tour now, like how does that compare to that like original X tour and shit?
you
Like,
know
it's
what?
So
the
much more
last
professional.
the last one we did, so the one we did before the last one was the Juice one, right? And that was like super like
professional.
Like Juice's team was super.
That was a fucking great
Hands-on.
tour, bro. Death Race for Love tour was
That was one of my favorite tours.
yeah, probably
For sure.
Yeah.
Probably is my favorite in terms of like ordered and shit.
Yeah, everything was.
But the Revenge
smooth.
tour was like first time ever selling shows out with like all your homies. So it was definitely really good. But yeah, fucking I forgot what I was saying.
No, yeah, just it's like that original X tour. Like when people talk about it, just sounds like so chaotic and
It really
so
was
hectic.
though. It really was. I mean, that's why we canceled it.
Oh yeah, it got canceled partway through, right?
Like 3/4 of the way or something. It was just like a lot of shit was going on. X's cousin had got shot on accident.
Back at home, right?
Back at home, and then
Right.
like Ja was like, "Man, this is like all these signs telling me to like go the fuck home,"
Right.
you know? Because it was like, he was really like, it was fresh on probation, like out of jail the second time, and it was like, "Yo, if you fuck up, you're going."
But
away."
every night there's just infinite different
Yeah.
reasons for you to fuck up.
Fuck
There's
up.
like everything.
That- night's a
And that's
fucking
what he was
headline.
saying. That's what he was saying. It's like, it's almost like me being on tour is like a setup, you know?
yeah, 100%.
And I agree with him because he knew that he couldn't control that sometimes, like himself being like a little like aggressive
Right.
at the shows, because like that's the energy you're getting from your fans.
Yeah.
So if like you punch a kid and then it's like the kid's like, shit, I'm gonna sue you.
Yeah, and he had just blatantly
whatever, like,
he
you
hadn't
know?
reached the point in his life where he could just go out, do his show,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
jump into the crowd,
Nah,
keep
nah,
it
nah.
super chill.
That
and
was
then,
part of it.
and then go back to the hotel room and chill all night.
Nah.
He was not at that space in
Nah,
his
he had to
life
put
yet.
that work in. Like,
He had to do some
get in that
shit.
crowd.
He wasn't going to be able to, like, dudes get to the point in their career where they literally are just boring as fuck because they know that if they get into crazy shit, it's
Yeah.
going to get crazy. So they
Yeah.
just do their show, go back to the hotel room, it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm starting to get like
You're
that.
starting to get like that.
Yeah.
I mean, Ski.
feel like I've done a lot of
Ski
shows.
jumps in the crowd every night. When we were on tour, every
Every
night he
night.
jumps in the fucking crowd.
That's true.
Yeah.
We jump right after him. Like he's still like, and there's a lot of people at those shows, bro. You don't know who's in the crowd. You feel me? But he still does.
I
he
mean,
doesn't give a
when
fuck.
we're talking about crazy things that happen on the tour, remember that clip of Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
Holy
Getting
shit.
the dog shit beaten out of
I
him while he
know.
was stage diving. That was the craziest
Yeah,
shit.
that was really crazy.
That was
for like
fucked
for
up.
everyone on the tour, because it was like, I think that was the first night of tour. I honestly, yeah, it really was. But yeah, we flew in. I remember that we flew in, and it was just like so crazy because it was like not even fans at the show. It was like some dudes who like, you know, I don't know.
Had some
I think
plot.
Wi-Fi figured that out later. Maybe it was like some beef or something. I don't really know. Maybe they had like some hatred towards him, but they got into the show. They were like stealing phones all night from kids, like beating kids up in the crowd, which was like super
That's
crazy.
crazy.
You know? So I guess they were just like waiting for anyone.
Probably just
and
way out on some
it
fuck
just so
shit.
happened.
I don't think they targeted Wi-Fi.
No,
probably
they definitely did not.
He probably just jumped in there where they was at.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they were probably like,
For
yeah.
sure. But still,
On
that
fuck
was
shit.
super crazy. And that like set the tone for the tour. Like it was like, oh shit, this is gonna be insane.
Yeah.
And then like shit continued. A lot of shit that happened that's like nobody really knows.
Really?
I mean, it's not like super incriminating shit, but it's just like super funny things, like just funny shit.
I mean, the fact that he got knocked out that night and then just kept going on the tour like nothing happened is pretty unbelievable. And you really think about it.
Yeah. I mean, bro, he was like, he was pretty like whatever about it at first. You know, he was like, man, it's just some bullshit. Like, fuck them.
Yeah.
Like some broke ass motherfuckers
Just
doing
keep
some
going.
lame shit. You got to keep going. Because I feel like if you don't, then it's like you're pussy. If you
Like
go
a
home right
bitch,
away,
yeah,
you're a
you can't
bitch.
fucking drop out of the tour.
Nah. And he knew it too. He was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get clout from this. Like,
Yeah.
that was definitely like, I mean, we were like that at first. It was like, yo, whatever we can do to like show people that like we have talent, I guess, and like whatever we have to do, whether it's fucking like ski freestyling and a girl getting fucked in the background to like, you know, it was just like that.
That happened? Where's
you
that
remember
footage? I don't
Remember
remember
that
that.
video?
It's like the girl fucking,
It's like I think Bruno's fucking the girl in the back.
is it? What position is that?
What?
Where
The
she's like,
girl on top facing you?
no, reverse
Reverse, okay.
cowgirl, right?
That's what they're doing in the background. Skis right in front. I didn't even
Yeah,
know
he's
about
like
that.
freestyling and shit.
And
That's
she's just
hard.
like bouncing, like it's so funny.
She's, like, moaning
And
while-
Ski's like, and she just hear her moaning in the background.
Wow.
It's so funny.
That's fucking crazy.
so funny.
So how did that song come about?
How you feel?
The yeah.
Man, that shit was a fucking
It was
throwaway
a throwaway.
song,
It
bro.
was really,
Like,
it was
it was-
2-3 tours ago. That song got done, right?
Yeah,
On
it was
tour.
a while ago. So
And was just skiing you at first, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
It was so I went to Atlanta to work with Ski and shit, just try to make some songs for his album and shit.
That's what it was.
Yeah, and
You're
then
right, yeah.
we were just cooking shit up, and I think like he did the beginning part that first made a good that shit, and then I did like probably like 3-4 bars, like the I feel great, and then
Some
I did
other
the
shit.
hit him with a sawdo, a little bit sawdo, and then I just stopped, and then Ski went to like smoke a cigarette, and then we never finished the
It was
song.
done.
Like, yeah, we were at that
Yeah.
time. I don't think we were really fucking with it.
Nah.
Like, we
No
were,
one
like-
really was. It was kind of funny how like even that little EP that I put together, because it was just like, bro, we had all these songs that we would vibe to occasionally, but they're really half done. And then
Yeah.
I was just like, my kind of thing is like, you know, like I use the social media thing to like link with people. I mean, everyone does.
But you
I
use
was like,
it to
I'm gonna
gauge-
post the song.
You used it to gauge how much people like shit?
Yeah. So like I like test it out. Like
Right.
I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna post it on my Instagram.
Wait. So he hit me saying he wanted the song,
Yes, this happened.
and
first.
he you know, fucking he pretty much put the shit together. It would have never happened without him. You know what I mean? Like for sure. Like I finished the shit. He was like, finish the shit.
Yeah, I
finished the
called
shit.
him and I was like, yo, so like the whole thing is like the how you feel, you know? Like we have to keep that consistent in the song. So I was like, go finish your verse. And then when I posted it, that's where I was gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna add someone. My original idea was to do like JID or JID. And he like
Yeah,
agreed
that's what
to
we
it and
wanted
shit, and
to
it was
do.
cool.
That's what we wanted
But
to do.
then I don't remember, maybe
No,
he
it was-
might have
it
been
was-
busy. And then Yachty commented on my
Yeah.
Instagram and was like, Danny's voice sounds crazy. So I was like, okay, Yachty, you down? And he was like, I'm gonna do it tonight. And I was in the DR. I was in like Dominican Republic at the time, like on vacation. And he like sent it back right away. And I was like, oh, this is perfect.
Yachty seems like he's totally like down to hop on a song if he just genuinely likes that song.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
could tell.
you
I
know?
could tell.
And
he
we've
loves
known him
doing
for a
this
long
shit, you know?
time.
Like
Like I
he-
still remember meeting Yachty. Like,
Bro, Yachty's I think Yachty is one of the most like people when you say Lil Yachty, like people
Because he's a
think of it as-
superstar. Everybody
Yeah.
knows who he is.
No,
but
he is
he's
definitely.
always been so normal in terms of
Yeah.
like the rappers I'm friends with. He's never acted weird, never
No,
been
no.
a
Yeah.
pompous dickhead at all.
Yeah, and no, he could.
I
I
think
feel
he's
like
a
he
lot
could
too.
rap,
He's
bro.
very
I
to
feel like
himself and shit.
I feel like he could rap, bro. I've been hearing shit
Yeah.
from him lately. That's like, it's like okay, like Yachty could rap.
I mean,
feel
shit,
me?
I really like his verse on How You Feel. He slid that shit, even
Yeah,
though it's like
he's-
super like monotone, but like I like that from him. Like when
That's
he
his,
just
that's his
spits.
swag though.
Yeah,
That's his swag.
fact.
A lot of his shit is monotone. A lot of his shit is monotone.
He got a new song with Tato with a video.
I heard it.
Really?
It's hard.
So
Get
fire.
that
That's
ass
hard.
bustin'.
So fire.
I haven't heard it.
That's just
Fire.
hard.
Yeah. It's just tight to have Yachty doing a song with Tato.
I would have done it too. of
In my
course.
book, Tato's like one of the most savage rappers of all time because you just listen to him rap and it's just so obvious that he's just like, I watched him do a verse.
On that.
He was so hyped on his verse while he was doing it. He's just loving it, just being a gangster ass motherfucker, not giving a shit.
I still remember like back in the day when people would post like weed people would be like, Tato robbed me for 100 pounds. It's like looking for Tato. And it's like a picture of him like, and it's like, what are you gonna do about it? Stole 100 pounds from me, like
Holy fuck, that is incredible.
like shit like that. I remember seeing shit like that, and like, man, Tato's a legend.
Wow.
For real.
Dude, I had a fucking weed guy tell me recently that a rapper hit him up trying to buy 100 pounds, and it was like a really famous rapper, and he made it sound like the rapper just got really frustrated with the rap game and like decided
And it's like,
that
I'm gonna just trap.
and just buy 100 pounds, and that the dude who was talking to him was like, well, maybe we could start with 10 or something.
Yeah,
like, maybe,
start light.
Maybe I won't give you 100 right
Yeah.
away. And then he just was like, fuck it, I'm over it.
I'm over it. I'm gonna rap again.
I'm gonna keep rapping.
I'm gonna keep rapping. I don't have any clientele.
Nah, yeah. So, Danny, what has like kept you fucking motivated to keep going with the artist shit? And you know, a lot of people from that time period are either just over it or they just gave
bro.
up, whatever.
Yeah, bro. I mean, honestly, bro, like, I've always loved doing this shit, and I feel like I've never really had like my my breakout yet. You know what I mean? But I know I know I could rap. You know what I mean? And I know I can make really good fucking music, bro. So like, this shit is like plan A and B and C for me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm never gonna stop doing this shit. And like, all the homies, a lot of like losing a lot of the homies really kept me going too, man. Like you know, Eggs and Juice and shit like that. These were like people that as our friends, but you know, also people that we look up to musically and shit. You know, so
Right.
like,
For sure.
you know, just I guess. You know, just that shit'll make anyone get off their ass, bro. You know, losing a homie, you just gotta, you want to keep that shit going for 'em,
For sure.
I mean, the X thing and the Juice thing both stand out because it's like you're literally looking at the person who, in terms of that style, was by far the best at that style. It's
Yeah.
almost like when Juice passed, it's kind of like, who the fuck is going to be able to fill that lane and be
Yeah.
even close to like what he was? Because
Yeah.
I've heard a million
My money's
rappers
on
try to
Leroy.
say- Leroy's good.
Yeah, that might be the closest thing.
People are fucking with Leroy, to be honest.
I mean, I just like remember from the days like Juice really believed in him, and
He's
like
fire, bro.
I really believe in him, and I co-signed him really hard.
Yeah. Honestly, his interview is doing super good. People seem like they were like really, really interested in him.
I heard his music last night, like his album he's working on, and it's
Juice was the perfect like blend of like, I feel like Juice was the perfect blend of like that like trap like melodic shit that we fuck with, but also with like substance. You know what I mean? Like he's like the perfect blend of like those melodies that we like mixed with like I'm actually saying some shit. You know what I mean?
The writing, the work ethic, like
Yeah,
he would
bro,
just have
it's
like so
ridiculous.
many good ass lyrics in
ridiculous.
where most rappers have just boring ass lyrics.
Bullshit.
To be real,
things don't
bro.
really
The
facts.
fucking rap machine, bro.
Yeah, he really was.
Fucking rap machine. I mean, at the same time, bro, like all the greats are, bro. Like Ski's a fucking rap machine. All our homies, we're blessed to really
Ski
have
really,
like
the best.
to be all in the same circle, bro. Like that shit's crazy.
Yeah,
man.
I think
still
about that
think
shit a
about that
lot.
shit. You know what I mean?
too,
Like
man.
what are the chances of like
all this
us
shit
just
just-
linking up on some like before really making music shit? Like I didn't even make music with X like that, bro. Like I probably. Like X probably hopped on like one of my songs, tried to do like a remix for it or some shit a long ass time ago, bro. Like I never did music with X. It was our relationship was never like that. You know what I mean? Like it was never like, oh yo, you're hard. Let's get in the studio. You know what I mean? Like it was like we were just kicking it. You know what
Right.
I mean, we were kicking it in real life.
the fact that X and Ski were literally sleeping in a car together, and then they
Yeah.
went on to become as like talent, or that they both were as talented as they were, is kind of freaky. Like you don't,
Yeah, bro.
Destiny, bro.
you don't just.
It is just some real crazy
How is that?
destiny shit.
That seems like it should be like impossible because you know so many people that are trying to rap and have two people who are so good at making music who just so happen to be best friends from such an early age.
Yeah.
It is really crazy. I used to. It was just super. Like, bro, I still remember we were all super homeless. Like,
Yeah.
like literally sleeping on the same like couch at fucking X's old manager's house, which was like a fucking shitty like
Apartment.
UCF area, like fucking
Apartment. It was like a
college
fucking college
area.
apartment.
Like it was definitely not supposed to hold that many people, but like we were in that bitch every day making music, like you know, like hitting people up, like oh SoundCloud repost for $30 for us to be able to like go get a dub sack and buy everyone McChickens.
Wow.
That was really what it was.
What's up, it's Danny Towers. You're watching No Jumper. Go like, comment, subscribe on this video. If you like this clip, go watch the full interview.